Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be having a look at a brand new series that I'm featuring here on the channel. I'm really excited about this one. It's something I've been looking forward to for a little while now, and I can't wait to share everything about this great game called Moonstone. In the series, I'll be showing you how to play. I'll do a full how to play video, breaking down all the different stages and phases you need to learn to play the game. We'll be looking at the really interesting mechanics. There's an awesome bluffing system using cards, so we're not using dice an awful lot in this at all. We roll a couple of dice to begin with to put down our moonstones. That's really fun, and then we're also going to roll off to see who gets priority. But after that, we're bluffing with cards, which is a really cool mechanic and something that I think really sets the game apart from other skirmish games and would be a great game to play socially as a group. I think that would be a really fun way to be doing this. I've got to give you a quick demo of how the moonstones are placed on the board. So at the start of the game, you take them, hold them above the board, drop them, and wherever they scatter, that's where the moonstones are going to be, and the number on the dice tells you how deep they're buried underground. Here's a very quick overview of the cards as well. So you've got the arcane cards, and these are used for any magic or long distance range attacks, and it's really fun. The person making the attack puts a card down, doesn't show it to you, but says what it is, and if you disagree or agree, there's going to be different results from that. Then for melee, you've got the melee deck with 6 different cards, and they're going to be aggressive, defensive, or neutral, and these are all based on actual martial arts fighting, so it's really interesting how they put this together. The attacker and defender get a number of cards based on their character, then they choose one, and this is going to be where the tactics come in, because each card will have effect on every other card. I'll be covering this in depth in the how to play video, but let's get back to this overview. Once I've gone through all the rules so you know how to play, then I'll do a demo game, just going through it real slow, taking our time, talking you through each step, and so that'll be like a demo game you would get if you've never played it before. So once you've got an idea of the rules, we can jump in and have a little game on the tabletop. It will be me doing it a little bit different to my normal battle reports. I'll be doing it where I'm in there, I'm talking to you here on the camera, showing you exactly why I'm doing everything I'm doing and talking through each step of the game in a little bit more detail than you would expect in a normal battle report. I'm really looking forward to this part of the series. I did a similar thing in the past when I first started the channel, so I'm really looking forward to trying it out again with a new game, and I'll be using the battle systems terrain for the first few ones and then building more too. The thing that really has captured my interest and imagination with this game is the narrative. The setting in it is really fun, real whimsical, and so I think you're really going to enjoy it if you like quirky games, if you're familiar with things like Labyrinth, anything by Jim Henson, Dark Crystal, all those kind of things. You're really going to like the aesthetic of the game and the whole vibe of it. So once we've gone through the rules, I'll then be unboxing all these different sets. We've got tons of models to get unboxed, built and painted. And also, I've already done the starter set. That's already been unboxed. If you want to check that out, that's on the video on the channel already. So you can go and have a look and see all the contents. Got everything you need to get playing the game in there. I'll be painting all that up ready for the how to play videos. But after that, I'll be showing you all these cool models. You can add giants, trolls. You can add things like this, probably one of my favourite ones, the Goblin Airship. It's like a giant frog that's been inflated and is floating around. That's really fun. So I'll be getting all these built, unboxed and painted up so you can see that whole process coming together. I've got to show you the artwork for this. Look at this. I love the style that they've gone with. It looks brilliant and I love this character. This is definitely one of my favourite characters and I love this artwork. I could definitely imagine this as a poster on the wall, but here's the model when it's all painted up. I've been looking for a game like this for quite a while now, something that really piques my interest, gets me excited about skirmish games, and yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be so fun. Alright, let's go back to me and carry on with this overview. Then, as we get playing and we go through all the scenarios, which are all based on like stories, so there's a lot of narrative built into this, then you're really going to start to see the world of Moonstone come into life and having a good idea about all the different characters in it. I'll be going through different troops, so as we start off I'll be using the ones that come in the core set and expanding on those with some of the other characters and expansion sets that you can see here. But as the series develops, we'll be looking at some of the other factions. So if you're interested in the fairies or you want to play something like the gnomes, then we can focus on that too. And so you're going to have a really good idea of what Moonstone's all about. And that'll help you decide what troop you'd like to dive into and expand on and develop. So there we go. That's the plan for the series. We've got lots to look forward to. As well as that, There's going to be news, updates, sneak peeks. There's loads of interesting things planned by the creators, so we've got a lot to look forward to at Moonstone, and that was really important to me when I was looking at one of the next games to really focus on. I wanted something where I can bring you lots of updates, lots of news, lots of developments, and lots of content as well. And I think that's what Moonstone has got going for it, as well as an awesome setting, fantastic models, really interesting mechanics, and just a great narrative. There's also a lot planned for this company, and as an independent company, you really get a good feel of the passion behind it, and the creators have done a fantastic job. I'm really impressed with this, and I'll be bringing you lots of behind the scenes stuff as we go. I'll also be making terrain as well, so that's going to be a fun part of the series, and try and build the world. Already we've got this awesome battle systems village set up, got some great stuff from TT Combat, which is brilliant, the MDF terrain. I'm going to get that painted and then be using that in some of the scenarios as well. But I really want to make some custom terrain too, and really start telling the story through not just the models and the narrative, but also the terrain on the table. So this is going to be a real fun series. I've really been looking for a fantasy game to get my teeth stuck into, and after going to the UK Games Expo, this is one of the games that really stood out to me. I mean, they did so well, winning all those awards there, and when I was at the Games Expo, I didn't even get a chance to talk to them. Their store was so busy. I managed to film a few of the models there on display, but I didn't actually get to speak to them. It was only after the UK Games Expo where I got in touch and discuss this collaboration with them, and I'm really happy that they wanted to do it, because I think this is going to be really fun. It's something different as well, keeping it fresh here on the channel and focusing on independent creators, which is something I'm really passionate about. Before we wrap up, I just thought it'd be fun to have a close-up look at everything that's on the table, so you can have a good idea of what's coming over the next few weeks. This isn't it though, there's a lot more to come after this, but let's have a look at the books first, and I'll just show you the 2 books that we'll be using for most of the series, and then we'll also have a look at some of the other goodies that the team have sent out for me to share with you. I've already unboxed the starter set, and here's one of the models from it, Beaky Bobby, one of my favourite models, I think, of everything I've got. I really like this. It's got everything. It's got a beak, it's a goblin, but check this out. There's also a goblin on a pug. How cool is that? So fun. And I've started painting that already. And then here you can see the cards, and one thing I like about this game is something I've talked about in the past. Once you've learnt the core rules, everything else you need are going to be on the cards. So you shouldn't have to keep checking the rulebook. Everything you need is going to be right in front of you. But of course, the rulebook is much more than a rulebook. It's got all the narrative. There's a timeline in there to give you a good idea of the world that this is all set in, so you can have a good look at the history and see exactly what's going on with the different factions, how they interact. You've got a nice section on rules, which isn't too much. It's not a huge amount to learn here. Then you've got little stories to read through. Then you've got the scenarios themselves, which are all based on stories as well. I think you're going to love the artwork. It's one of my favourite things, all these little sketches. And then you've got the section on the characters, which I think they've done so well. On top of the main book, you've also got the Arising. This is a campaign book that they launched after the main game and some of the models. This was a really successful launch, and it really grew the narrative and the world and added lots of new characters. And again, artwork is just brilliant. To kick things off, we're going to be focusing on the Commonwealth and Dominion, but there's loads more to see as we work our way through the game and the weeks unfold with different battle reports, unboxings, and deep dives into the different characters. But to start with, this selection is just fantastic. I mean, here's Boulder, the troll. What a great model. He's brilliant on the table. If you like Labyrinth, I'm sure you're going to recognise the inspiration coming into play there. Mushrooms and Mayhem. I love mushrooms. I eat them every day for breakfast. And then there's Rebold. I love this character with the cannon on his shoulder as well. Don't forget that starter set. I've already done it, so you can have a look at that if you want to see the contents. But it's going to give you everything. You get the measuring tool, you get the tokens, you get the dice to roll off to see who's got initiative, and then you get the dice that you use as Moonstones. But I think once you get into the game, you'll want something a little bit more fancy. So I'll be showing you this measuring widget. And if you want to get really fancy, I think you're going to be tempted by these token sets too. As well as following along watching the videos, I think it'd be really fun if you grabbed hold of the starter set and joined me so we could get everything built together at the same time, go through all the painting process, and then you can actually learn to play the game with me using everything from the starter set. This is going to give you 2 of the different troops to play with. You've got the A5 rulebook in there as well. But if you wanted something a little bit more special, maybe you're really into the game already, you've seen things about it, then I can definitely recommend getting hold of this rulebook. This is going to be the A4 rulebook. This I would highly recommend as well. You could get the starter set to get going, add the book as well, and I think you've got the makings of a really nice collection there. There's also the Rising, and this is an expansion booklet. You can see it's real chunky, loads more narrative, loads more games to play and different scenarios, so this would be a good move as well. Here's some good news. If you head over to the Moonstone website, use the link down below. They've kindly given me a 15% discount to offer you. It's only going to be valid until the end of September. So if you do want to start now and get hold of the starter set and the rulebooks, you can save 15% on the 2-player starter sets, rulebooks and the Rising books as well. So this is going to be the best time to get hold of those. You'll also have them ready to start with me with this series, and we can go through it all together step by step. The link's down below and the code is nice and simple. All you've got to enter is TTSG in the box that says discount codes at the checkout on their store. But definitely start off with the starter set. Everything you need's in there, measuring tool, dice, everything like that, and then you can upgrade as we work our way through the series, see what you like, pick out different factions, get more of those miniatures and grow your troop with some awesome big giants and different trolls and things like that. I'm going to be putting a lot of the information and behind the scenes stuff about Moonstone on my Facebook page and my Facebook group. There's links down below as well. And we're kicking things off on Monday the 14th of August here in Liskeard, Cornwall with Moonstone Monday, an introduction to the game. This is an in-person event at the Little Shop DVD and Games in Liskeard, Cornwall. They also stock Moonstone, and you can go there and actually have a go hands-on learning the game, play some demos, and I'm really excited to be welcoming Dice Smash TV, who will be hosting the demo games, and so they're really passionate about Moonstone, very knowledgeable. They've been playing it for a while. They run tournaments, they take part in tournaments, and it's a big scene, the Moonstone tournament. It can be quite competitive as well as fun. I'll tell you more about that later on in the series, but it'd be fantastic if you can make it to Liskeard, Cornwall, to the Little Shop DVD and Games on the 14th of August, and then you can have a go at playing Moonstone, meet the guys from Dice Smash TV. I think it's going to be a really fun evening. That's it for now. Let me know what you think about Moonstone in the comments down below. Have you tried it before? Do you want to give it a go? And I hope you come and join me for the rest of this series. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, it'd be great if you hit the like button, subscribe for more Moonstone videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.